Have you heard the tale of the Riverton Ripper? Well, you're about to. My Soul to Take stars Max the Arrow, John Magaro, and is directed by the late Wes Craven. So guys, this is one of my kind of unscheduled requested reviews. I've actually gotten a few requests for this one, but just recently on my Ouija review, I'm going to give a couple shout outs. Pedro MP, Hardcore Lifestyle, and Best of the Best. All three of them kind of foot stomped that they wanted me to do this movie. I love when my subscribers, they get passionate about what I do, and I thought, hey, why not just go ahead and review this? Just as a way to say thank you to those guys. So Pedro MP, Hardcore Lifestyle, and Best of the Best, this one's for you guys. So My Soul to Take is one of those Wes Craven movies that I never really knew existed. It's one that just kind of slipped by me. It came out in 2010, and it's about this killer, the Riverton Ripper, named Abel Plinkoff. And really it was this guy that was this father, and he had this split personality. Or in the Haitian lore, you can say it was split souls, and that's where the name My Soul to Take comes from. And so really these multiple souls would be battling it out in this one body. One of the souls was Abel Plinkoff, who was a killer. And so the guy who was a dad, he never even realized that he was the killer. And so this is all at the beginning of the movie. And he ends up killing his wife, and she gives birth to Bug, who is the main character of the movie. And so on the date when the Riverton Ripper vanished, 7 children were all born on the same day. So on their 16th birthday, they all get together and they do this seance to kind of protect themselves from the return of the Riverton Ripper. But in My Soul to Take, as we all know, the Riverton Ripper does come back, and he starts picking off these 7 souls or children one by one. Now, before I get into my thoughts on this movie, I want to talk about this Blu-ray here, because my good friend and partner in crime, CP from Will I Like It Reviews, he sent me a couple of Blu-rays last year, and this was one of them. And I just now got around to watching the movie, but it's kind of an eerie story because he sent this to me, and then while this was in transit to my house, Wes Craven died. And so I got this like the day after Wes Craven died. And so I talked to CP and I was like, wow, wasn't this really kind of eerie that we lost Craven while this was in transit, one of his movies, to my house? So I just wanted to share that story with you guys. It's just really kind of weird. But that's the first thing I want to talk about. Wes Craven. The guy was a fantastic director. And I did get a lot of enjoyment out of this movie, especially the story. It's a unique story. Craven doesn't do just those simple hack and slash movies or just simple horror movies, really. He likes a good story, and that's what this is. You know, the idea of this evil soul or entity that is trying to get from body to body so he can kill people. Also, Craven loves a good mystery, and that's what this is also, because the Riverton Ripper in this movie could be any one of the 7. And what's also cool is the main character, Bug, played by Max the Arrow. All these souls, when they pass, they end up entering his body. His father was the original Riverton Ripper. So that is why these souls end up entering his body. And Max Therio does such a great job because he has to act like these souls that enter his body. So in one moment he is playing a female, and in another moment he's playing, 2 different male personalities. And it takes some acting chops to do that.
Our subject today is the largest bird in North America, unchanged since the Pleistocene epoch, and only recently rescued from extinction.
A good example of that is James McAvoy, who's doing the movie Split that comes out in a few months. And I think he's playing something like 23 personalities. But yeah, I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And also there was one scene with the California Condor.
California Condor!
Which was really cool. And this is really the first scene where Bug, he plays this really frail, lighthearted, really innocent type of person. And then in this scene, this is when a darker side of him takes over. Also, a couple of big stars before their primer in this, actually. Frank Grillo from the Purge movies, and also Denai Guerrera, who is Michonne from The Walking Dead. And they are really the cops that are on the hunt for the Riverton Ripper throughout the movie. Also, I do love that family dynamic between Bug and his sister, Fang. These names are really weird, I know, but his sister Fang is really an interesting character because she is constantly dealing with the fact that when she was a child, she saw her mother getting murdered by her father. And she's also very jealous of her brother Bug because he is seen as the innocent, whereas she's the one that's always troubled. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. A lot of siblings can relate to that struggle of, you know, the good sibling and the bad sibling. Really, it's the Cain and Abel syndrome. But I really enjoyed their family dynamic with each other, that constant push and pull. That just adds more to the meat of the characters. Now, as far as any cons for this movie, there are a couple things that did bother me about it. First off is the last act. I think there was way too much exposition, and it made me think of Scream, and Scream was done perfectly in the last act. Without giving away any spoilers, they didn't spend too much time explaining everything. You know, I like when a story does more showing than telling. And in this movie, it seems like in the end, they tried to just, okay, now we need to explain everything to you in a good 10-minute segment. And that can become tiresome. So I think there might have been a better way to conclude the story, because it was already interesting as it was. We already knew what was going on, so they didn't really need to go into that much detail or exposition. And also, I'm gonna say it is predictable. You're not gonna be shocked when the ending comes. But overall, it's still a highly entertaining movie. I would highly recommend My Soul to Take. I had a really good time with it, which was a pleasant surprise. So I would definitely give it a high humdrum. I think if they would have fixed that last act, then it would have definitely gotten a purchase worthy. But yeah, I enjoyed it. So anyway, what are your thoughts on My Soul to Take? Looking forward to hearing them. And also, I really appreciate my subscribers. You know, with all these requested reviews, my requested reviews list just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and I have you guys to thank for that. It keeps me busy. And in the month of October, really busy. So anyway, guys, make sure you join the Killerflix Facebook group where we're talking horror all day, every day. Like, subscribe, comment, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd, and Drumdum out.